I don't know what the date is, but I know Dot is 1 week old today. Oh, what time is it? It's 10 to 7 in the morning. Got up about quarter to 5 to feed her. Dan slept with her on the sofa most of the night. It's so hot. And I'll get to it, but we had a really bad night the night before, me and Dot did. I'll get to that story later. But yeah, we had a really good. I had a really good night's sleep last night because Dan was with her on the sofa all night, and I'd expressed some milk for him to cup feed her in the middle of the night if she needed it. So I'm feeling very rested, very happy. So yeah, fed her for about half an hour, and then I made a banana loaf cake. So that's going to be done in about 10 minutes in the oven. Yeah, kettle's boiling, just making a coffee. Oh, it's hard, isn't it? in the best way, it's hard. Oh God, I'm really aching, by the way. So yeah, Dan's just snoozing on the sofa with a little baby who we'll go and have a look at in a little bit. Yeah. Let's have a look at this little bad boy. Wow. It should be right. Oh yeah, that feels good. Nice. It's super warm. Just gonna have to leave that for ages. Look how much it's grown. It's like expanded right out. What are we on? We're on 9 o'clock now. What's happening today? It's gorgeous, gorgeous sunny day. So might go for a walk with the pram. I'm scared. I don't know why. It's just because, like, you know, you've never done something before. Well, I mean, I've taken my nephews for walks and, you know, walks and stuff when they were little babies, but never in like a, you know, a pram. What do I mean? In like a flat pram, you know. I don't know. We'll see. I might be a bit too achy to go anywhere, but we'll see. I can't wait to sort of fill you in on the last couple of days, which have been absolutely horrendous. So when I've got a bit of face on and sorted out, I'll sit down and tell you all about the last few days that we've had. Well, last couple of days that we've had. Yeah. I was thinking, like, it's really hard to document the nice times because you're just enjoying it so much and you just want to enjoy it. You don't want to think, oh, I'll get my camera out and... But the horrible things that happen, you just want to talk to somebody, and that's when you get your camera out. So you guys watching are like my video diary, you know, sort of express myself and talk about how I'm feeling and things in the moment, you know. So thank you if you're watching this, for listening to me. Go on. Anyway, right, get some clothes on, get another coffee. Having some leftover pizza for breakfast. Dan's well impressed I made a cake before 9 AM.
5 o'clock in the morning. Crazy.
Ow. Right, what did you start saying?
Like when people used to talk about the kids, I'd just switch off about what you're on about.
Oh,
next. Well, now when people are talking about kids, like, there's Ronan Keating there plugging his new album.
Yeah.
And we've got information about his kids.
Yeah, because he
Whereas
had a baby in
like,
lockdown.
not being horrible to Ronan Keating, but I'm not fussed with his new album. And I would never fussed about kids, so I'd have been like, I'll just go for a piss or get a beer or something. But now...
But Ronan Keating said, his wife's had a baby in lockdown like we have. I don't know how old, but he said, oh yeah, we had great 10 hours sleep last night. So how old's this baby that it's getting 10 hours sleep? And why aren't we getting 10 hours sleep?
They'll have someone to come and feed her, I think.
I don't know, like, why would you want to share that?
Just to get a good night's kick.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want somebody else doing it.
That's not why you're in your house asleep.
Yeah.
What are we going to be doing?
Yeah.
Sniffing your knickers.
Definitely don't want to be sniffing postnatal knickers, trust me.
Shake up your knickers.
Dan's discovered in lockdown a programme called, is it This Country?
Yeah.
He absolutely loves it. I mean, I'm a bit give or take. Look. A little squiggle.
Oh, pink feet.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Alright, you've thoroughly pissed her off.
Why?
Now put her down here.
Oh, she's fine. We've woken up from a very long nap, haven't we?
Yeah, a few hours ago.
No, like just woken her up now.
Oh, her? Yeah. I thought you were talking about us.
Ooh. Let's tie my hair up. This is why mums get their hair cut short, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Get sick out of it.
Yeah.
And babies can't eat it. I'll tell her.
Ooh, there we go.
Big baby bird.
Is she okay? Yeah. Going to daddy.
Come on then, let's...
Yeah, we're very quickly running out of coffee, aren't we?
Yep.
Massive pile of laundry already.
Are you doing a white?
Yep.
Could you wash the skin of that dent?
Oh yeah, okay. Benyanya cake. It's so good. If I remember, I will link it down below. Speaking of links down below, thank you to all of you that have got us something off the baby wish list. It's just been very, very overwhelming. Thank you so much to everybody that has bought us something. It's really unexpected and overwhelming, but I'm really grateful to one of my subscribers called Lisa Loves, that's her channel name, because she's bought something that I was holding off buying because I wasn't sure whether I wanted it or not, but she's bought us something. It's a big floppy flower thing. Thank you so much. So this is for the bath, well, the sink. And it couldn't have come on a better day because she's going to have her first bath today. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So yeah, you pop this in the sink when you're bathing the baby, and it's all squishy and comfy, and you don't have to like worry about them slipping, and you know. So that's really exciting. Thank you so much. Thank you. Film something for my friend that does a quiz, a virtual quiz, every Friday night. And because I've been pregnant for so long and got quite, you know, matey with the people in the chat rooms, everyone's been asking how I'm doing and stuff. So he's asked me to record a little hello, here's the baby video. So don't look like complete shit. Put a little bit of slap on, if I can remember how to do that. Right, so while I'm doing this, I thought I would just fill you in a little bit with everything that's going on. A lot of you commented on my birth video, and thank you so much. I don't know why, but all the comments have disappeared, and I think it's something to do with the fact that I changed it from being unsuitable for kids to being suitable for kids, because certain accounts were blocked from seeing it because I guess they haven't got, you know, allowing the parental thing to be switched on, whatever. So I changed it, and unfortunately all the lovely comments that were on there have vanished, which I'm very sad about, and I can't seem to get them to come back on, or nobody's commented on it since I've changed it. I don't know, but I'm really cross about it. But thank you all very much for all the lovely words. As you saw from the video, I had quite a bit of a slog with the labour and the delivery, to be fair. I was in labour for 56 hours, since the start of my induction to her being out and born was 56 hours. I don't know how much you got from the video, but my epidural fell out of my back. The little wire that goes into your spine somehow managed to come out of my back. Like, the midwives weren't listening to me, basically. I was saying I could feel pain, and that I'm sorry, I'm going to find this really hard to talk about. This is why I'm doing my makeup at the same time, so I don't cry. They decided to just tell me that it was fine, and that, yeah, some people can still feel pain, and that it depends on the directions your nerves go in your body as to how effective it is. So they spray like this little cold spray on you to see if you can feel if it's cold, and I could feel it on my one side of my body. I think they thought I was just being dramatic, or why would you think that? But yeah, they whatever. Anyway, so whilst I had this epidural, they had to give me gas and air because I was in so much pain. How many people do you know that have gas and air and an epidural, really? And in the meantime, they'd also managed to mess up my catheter. They gave me a UTI because the midwife that put my catheter in somehow managed to block it, and because she'd blocked it, and they were making me drink because there was nothing going into the bag, because I was blocked. So they're making me drink, and because it was blocked, it couldn't go into the bag, which meant I was throwing up. Yeah. So I was vomiting violently all the way through the labour, which was horrible enough. So yeah, I had a UTI, and it was really hurting me. So I kept going with gas and air and this half epidural, and they said, you're fully dilated. This was at about 10-11 o'clock at night, I'm not sure. And so they said, right, we're going to go and get something. I can't remember what it was. And I said to Dan, I said, can you please just look at my epidural in my back? Just because something's not right here. So I leant forwards, and there was blood everywhere, and it was soaking wet. All the fluid from the epidural was all over my back and not in my body. So anyway, they brought the anaesthetist back, who looked and said, I'm really sorry, but it's fallen out of your back. I was like, right, well, put me another one in. I can't, I'm afraid. You're fully dilated, so good luck. So at this point, they realised that Dot was back to back. She was upside down, she was facing the wrong way. And it was going to be a really, really hard delivery. So without an epidural, I'm pushing and pushing. I'm begging to be put out of my misery. I just want them to pull her out of me. I'm sure any woman that's been in labour knows what it's like. You don't need to hear it again. I was absolutely knackered because, as I said, it was 56 hours of contractions. So once they realised she was the wrong way around, they brought the doctor in, who then put his hand up to try and turn her. That didn't work, amazingly, without an epidural. And so they decided I was going to have forceps delivery, which at that point I was like, that is fine, just make this end, please. So they had to get Dan all scrubbed up and sorted, and that was scary for him, I think. I mean, of course he knew that it was a possibility of this happening, but I think, it's quite a shock, isn't it, when you've not been watching one born every minute for the last 6 months like I have, Anyway, so we went down to theatre. He was really, really far away from me. Like, I presumed he'd be right next to me here, holding my hand, and he wasn't. He was a good 6 foot away from me, which was horrible because I was just looking up at the ceiling. Anyway, they got the epidural in, and it was fantastic. I don't know if it was an epidural, it was some kind of blocker. Absolutely wonderful. I didn't even feel them lifting my legs up into the stirrups or anything. I didn't even know they'd started. I was just like sort of laying there looking up at the ceiling. And they said her head's out, but she's got her shoulder stuck, shoulder dysplasia. I think that's what it's called, I'm not sure. So, as I said, I honestly could not feel a thing. But Dan said they were like lifting my legs up and crushing them and bending me and turning me all sorts of ways. I don't know. And they said, right, you've really, really got to get her out now. She's really not happy. Right, there's a contraction. Come on, Suze, push. So I've got a midwife with a hand on my head, pushing my chin forwards like that to push. The other one's got her hands on my stomach, squeezing me like a tube of toothpaste, try and get this baby out. And it just wasn't happening. So they had to cut me, which is fine as long as she's all right. And the next thing I know, I happened to just turn to Dan at that second, and I saw his face as he went, oh my God, oh my God. And I looked, and there's this big purple baby getting laid onto me. And I was absolutely speechless. I was just like, what? Oh my God, it's happened, And she didn't make a sound. I didn't cry. I just was going, hello, hello, like that. Because you just can't believe what you're seeing, obviously. And I just kept looking at Dan because I didn't want to look at her because she looked dead. I don't want to believe it, obviously. I had a quick little look at this big purple beetroot, and they whisked her away and they took her into another room. So me and Dan are just sat there going, oh my God, are you all right? You all right? And my God, that the time between her getting put on me and hearing that cry The whole room was silent, listening for that cry. I'm telling you now. Absolutely terrifying. So the doctor started to stitch me up, and it took a really long time, and I'm really grateful that it took a long time, because he's done a really good job, and you know, it's healing really, really well, so that's awesome. Heard Doc cry, amazing. I still didn't cry. I never cried. It was so weird because I cry all the time now. And yeah, Dan was just absolutely, oh my god. So then they gave Dot to Dan to hold whilst they were finishing with me, and he couldn't take his eyes off her. It was the most lovely thing. So after they'd finished with me, Doctor came around and talked to me a little bit, and I have no idea what he said. Probably talking about what had happened, you know, she got stuck, blah blah blah. And it was great, really, really nice. Did a really good job. So then this is where it gets really weird. They put the baby on me, and we started getting wheeled out of the operating theatre. And we went into this room, and I don't know if it's because I was looking up at the ceiling and I couldn't really see anything around me, but we kind of got wheeled into like a storeroom. Okay. Not a ward, like a makeshift recovery room almost. Like, I don't know. But there was a computer in the corner of the room, computer desk. And boxes everywhere. Boxes of PPE and all that kind of thing, you know? It was like a meeting room, a big meeting room. And that's where Dan ended up changing Dot into her first outfit and everything, and it was lovely. Obviously I was laid on my back and couldn't do anything, so I just grabbed my phone and started filming. Yeah, it was just really weird. Anyway, we got changed in there. He changed Dot in there, and then that was it. It was like, right, okay, so we'll take her up to recovery now. And that was it. He had to go. It was literally like the second she was out of me, his 2 hours with her was on countdown. Because it took him ages to stitch me up, and then to get wheeled to this other room, and then to get her changed, and then that was it. Sorry, your time's up. Go home now. And he went. Now, obviously, I'm off my tits on drugs, so I were all right. And I'd got my new baby that was fine. Everything was great. So then they got me back up to the recovery ward, and there was nobody else there. There were 4 beds, but there was only me in there. So I had a really good night's sleep, actually, because, well, I couldn't move for a start. They had to kind of roll me onto my side. God, I think it was about 4:30 in the morning, this. They rolled me onto my side and showed me how to breastfeed her. So she's like looking at me and I'm looking at her, and we're feeding like that. And she only did it for like a couple of minutes and stuff, but she said, oh, that's great, she's done really well there. Oh, she timed it. It was 9 minutes. That's right. She went 9 minutes. That's brilliant for a newborn. And then I had some toast and a cup of tea, and we went to sleep, and it was lovely. And I honestly can't remember the next day at all. I remember being in no pain whatsoever. Just about, I was able to move my legs again. And I don't remember a lot else, to be honest. I know there's a clip from the vlog, the birth vlog, where I'm like stood up in a vest top and I'm just like comforting the baby. But I only remember that because I filmed it. It's weird, isn't it? Bit of a blur. And then Friday night, I did my friend's quiz from the hospital bed. This one I'm getting ready for now. But how mad is that? Yeah, so me and Dan were texting each other the answers to this quiz, this virtual quiz, which is so funny to think, you know, I've just given birth, but can't miss the quiz. Apparently, we were the talk of the chat room because I wasn't there. Everyone was wondering if I was in hospital, which I was. Hello. My sister's here. We're going to have a socially distanced picnic in the garden. Tired. Oh. 4:15. Dan does the night shift, can you tell? I can't remember what I was up to in the last story downstairs. Probably something to do with hospital. Oh, yeah. So I had this infection. That's where I was. Had this UTI infection, which I didn't even notice because I was in so much pain from the surgery. And I lost a lot of blood, which obviously you do when you have major surgery. And poor Dan got to watch all this. He said about, you know, there was bags of blood, towels everywhere. And he said nobody's shoes were clean. Everybody's shoes were covered in blood. Like, poor guy having to see that. But he's hard. So yeah, I hope he's going to be okay. I'm sure he will. I'm just glad I couldn't see any of it. So because I lost all this blood, my iron levels were absolutely shocking. And they wanted to keep me in for a blood transfusion. But I had been in hospital for 2.5 days in labour with induction, and then another 2 or 3 days. No, 2 days it was. Recovering. And I was absolutely sick to death of it. The ward was just horrendous. Like, she's an angel. Me, not for him. But she's an absolute angel. And she never made a peep. She was so good. And every other bugger's baby was just screaming. I think I showed a clip in the birth vlog. Everybody's baby was going mental all night, and I just wanted to go home because I'd not slept or eaten for nearly 3 days because I couldn't keep anything down. Just constantly being sick the whole time. So I kind of discharged myself, to be fair. They sent me away with 6 different packets of pills and a box of injections, blood thinner injections. That's all drugs in a Sharps box there. I'd been shown breastfeeding at 4:30 in the morning when I'd just come out of surgery and I couldn't move my legs. You know, nobody like checked I was okay and had all the reassurance I needed and everything. And I know it's kind of my fault because I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to sleep. I just wanted to be with Dan because I'd not seen him. You know, it was just awful. And the second I got outside, I just burst into tears. Oh my God, it was wonderful. The air, oh. Yeah, being outside, seeing Dan, oh my God. Him seeing the baby, oh, it's just wonderful. So, came home. We had an amazing night, amazing first night. Really good with the feeding and sleeping, and the next morning we'd like sterilising things and getting the laundry done, and we had to go for a health visitor appointment because they're not coming to home, so you have to go to the clinic there. And they checked her for jaundice, and it wasn't good. She was just, I don't know, I mean, they told me that she was just on the edge of being jaundice, but I think she was I think she was a lot worse than they were making out to me. So they said, come back tomorrow and we'll weigh her again. And then they asked me, how was I doing? Well, that was it. I just absolutely, because they were asking me about the birth and what it was like, and did I enjoy it, and was it everything I imagined? And well, no, I don't know what I imagined, but it certainly wasn't what I got. So yeah, because what I failed to mention is they sent me home and we had this great first day, but I was in agony breastfeeding. Like, she latched, she was feeding, but I was like hunched over like this. You know, I couldn't move, my shoulders were all stiff and crying because it hurt so much. Throwing up whilst she was feeding from me. I lost about a stone since giving birth to her, easily. Because I just couldn't eat anything, and obviously I was drinking as much as I could, but it was all coming back up. And I was just so worried that I wasn't giving her everything she needed, because if I'm not well, I can't provide for her. So a couple of times we'd given her some formula milk to try and make sure she was, you know, fed enough. And I was telling all these lovely midwives, and they said, this is so wrong. Why did they do this, and why didn't they show you that, and did you not get debriefed? And this doesn't sound good at all, does it? No, it doesn't, you know. And it really got me thinking, like, shit, this wasn't some perfect birth. And I mean, I'm not saying I wanted candles and a bloody water birth and a doula and take the placenta home and all that shit, but like, it was not good. It was, you know, I didn't quite realise until I was talking to them quite how traumatic it was. It just been such a blur. I was so ill with the pain and the sick, and I mean, for God's sake, they wanted to give me a blood transfusion. I was poorly. So anyway, instead of this quick 15-minute appointment to check the baby, they decided to spend an hour and a half with me, teach me how to breastfeed, and it was wonderful. Like, this midwife was supposed to finish a shift and go home, but she stayed to help me. Kirsty, her name was, and Liz. Just wonderful, wonderful people. So kind. Anyway, why is it when people are nice to you, it makes you cry? So, anyway, got home, and boy, did I breastfeed. I kicked ass. She was amazing. We absolutely nailed it. So good. And went back the next day to get a check for jaundice again. They said, "How are you getting on with your breastfeeding? Would you mind showing us?" And they couldn't believe it. They just were so happy for me. Because it's bloody hard. You've really got to be patient. We've got it now. We're brilliant. Anyway, she had this jaundice check, and I went away from that clinic feeling like best mum in the world, like absolute rock star. And then an hour later, we got a phone call saying she was jaundice and we need to come to hospital now for an overnight stay for jaundice treatment. Well, you know, how many more things can go wrong? Anyway, I'm gonna insert the footage now of the night that we had. The worst night of my life. Worse than the birth. Worse than my mum. I'm not going to watch this footage back because it's probably going to be quite traumatic for me, but I'm going to put it in here, and then just when I'm editing, I'm just going to skip past it because I don't want to watch it back, but I feel like it's something you should see, just so you can understand how horrendous the last couple of days have been for us. Stop moving the box. Dorothy! Probably look really weird, but it's the UV lights. I can't believe we're back here. Anyway, it was all very quick to dash to hospital, so back in hospital because she, I don't know if you can imagine getting a phone call like that. Wow. I know it's jaundice, I know it's treatable, it's one of the easiest, simplest things to treat, and it's really common, but last thing I wanted to do was come back to a hospital. Anyway, I've been here since, well, it was daylight. It's 11:30 at night now. Yeah, I think we got here about 7. It's 11:30 now, and she's just stopped crying. She just would not stop crying. Poor thing. She's had such a shit time. Anyway, so anyway, the midwife came and put a little bit of sugar in her mouth, and she's gone quiet. When we left the blood test this afternoon, they said, "Oh, she's a little bit jaundiced. Might be good for you to take her outside in the sunshine when you get home." So we stripped her off down to a nappy, and Dan just walked around the garden cuddling her. And in between that and getting here, the doctor said, well, we've tested her now that you've arrived, and whatever you did at home has really, really helped since the blood test this afternoon. Whatever you've done, she's come down a lot, so well done. I don't know how one of the happiest days of your life can be the happiest time but the week from hell at the same time. It's not even been a week, has it? It's been 5 days. No, she's 5 days old. And so yeah, it's a week, because I was induced a week ago yesterday. I'm gonna get some sleep while she's quiet, because I'm gonna be up all night. We left hospital the next morning at 6 AM and they said that her level was 2 points under what it needs to be. If it was 300, no, in order for her to be able to go home, it has to be under 300, and she was 298, a jaundice level. So if she'd have been 301, we'd have had to have stayed for another 12 hours. But she had to be under 300, and she was 298, so she just made it. We went home and slept all day. She was absolutely knocked out. They must have given her something to knock her out eventually, because you saw what she was like in that box. And then we had to go back again at 6 o'clock that day for her to be tested. So we put her in the sun. Dan just walked around the garden with her. Little 5 minutes here, come inside, cool down, 5 minutes.
I'm not riding baby, am I?
No, you're fine. And it's 4:30. Yeah, we fully cooked that little chicken in the sun. And we had to go back at 6 o'clock yesterday for them to do the final check to make sure that she was still under 300, and thankfully she was 244, so she'd gone down loads, which is amazing. So today, the day that I'm vlogging, is our first proper day of no shit, apart from her shit. Dan got to experience poo-mageddon last night, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
I was asleep, it was fine. But yeah, I always said to myself, I'm not going to be one of those parents that talks about, the child's poo and sick all the time. I definitely am. Yeah. It's cool. It's really cool, guys.
She's fine.
She's not farting, it's you. Ouch. Anyway, this vlog is really, really long already because it's just a massive, massive catch-up vlog. So I will finish it here. Thank you, everybody, for your lovely comments and well wishes. They mean the world, honestly. When it's been so hard, reading all your lovely messages is just makes my day. So thank you so much. Thank you. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.